Deep in the heart of a vast, dense forest lived a tiny Christmas tree named Timmy. Timmy was not just any ordinary tree, he was special in his own unique way. Timmy wasn't like the other trees. While the other trees grew tall and strong, Timmy remained small and delicate. He was small even for a baby tree, but what he lacked in size, he made up for in spirit and determination. Despite his size, Timmy had a huge dream. He wanted to be more than just another tree in the forest. He wanted to be the star tree at the North Pole, the one that stood proudly in Santa's workshop, adorned with the most beautiful decorations, the one Santa put the very last, most sparkly star on. Timmy dreamed of shining brightly for all to see.
I want to be the star tree at the North Pole, the one Santa puts the very last, most sparkly star on, Timmy would whisper to himself every night.
Every year, Santa's elves came to the forest. They were on a mission to find the perfect tree for Santa's workshop. They searched for the biggest, fullest tree to stand tall in Santa's workshop. The trees that were chosen would be decorated with the finest ornaments and lights. Timmy would stretch his needles and puff out his branches, trying to look bigger. He wanted to catch the elves' attention and show them his potential, but the elves always walked right past him. They were focused on finding the tallest and most majestic trees, and Timmy's small stature made him easy to overlook. Despite being overlooked, Timmy never gave up hope. He believed that one day his dream would come true. He knew that he had something special inside him, something that the other trees didn't have. Every day, Timmy practiced standing tall and looking his best. He wanted to be ready for the moment when the elves would finally notice him. Timmy's heart glowed with warmth and light, and he knew that his time would come. He just had to keep believing in himself and never give up on his big dream. Maybe this year, Timmy whispered every fall, every autumn, as the leaves turned golden and the air grew crisp. Timmy would find his way to the small pine tree. He'd lean in close, his breath visible in the chilly air, and share his hopes and dreams. Maybe this year, he'd say, his voice filled with a mix of hope and uncertainty. But the elves just shook their heads. Year after year, the elves, dressed in their festive attire, would glance at Timmy's chosen tree and shake their heads in disapproval. Their expressions were always the same, disappointed and dismissive.
Too small, too skinny. They'd mutter under their breath, "This tree is too small, too skinny, it will never do for the grand celebration,"
they'd say, heading for the towering pines. The elves would then march off, their measuring tapes in hand, towards the towering pines that seemed to touch the sky. These were the trees they deemed worthy, the ones that fit their grand vision. Timmy felt a pine needle of sadness prickle his heart. Each rejection was like a tiny pine needle pricking at Timmy's heart, leaving him feeling more and more dejected. Was he destined to be just another forest tree? He couldn't help but wonder if he was destined to be just another tree in the vast forest, overlooked and underestimated, never to fulfill his sparkly North Pole destiny. The thought of never fulfilling his sparkly North Pole destiny weighed heavily on his young heart.
Was I destined to be just another forest tree? Timmy's thoughts echoed in his mind. Was I destined to be just another forest tree? Never to fulfill my sparkly North Pole destiny? Never to fulfill my sparkly North Pole destiny? He questioned himself, feeling the weight of his dream slipping away.
One day, a wise old owl saw Timmy looking glum. One chilly winter day, as snowflakes gently fell from the sky, a wise old owl perched high in a tree noticed Timmy's glum expression.
"What's wrong, little fella?" The owl, with its large, knowing eyes, hooted softly. "What's wrong, little fella?"
He hooted softly. The owl's voice was gentle, filled with concern and wisdom. Timmy confided his big dream. Timmy, feeling a glimmer of hope, confided in the owl. He shared his big dream of one day being chosen as the North Pole's Christmas tree, of standing tall and proud, adorned with sparkling lights and decorations. The owl listened patiently, then let out a hoot that echoed through the trees. The owl listened patiently, its eyes never leaving Timmy. When Timmy finished, the owl let out a hoot that echoed through the trees, a sound that seemed to carry a promise of hope and possibility.
"Say no more, we'll get you to the North Pole."
And so began a most unlikely adventure. A squirrel named Sammy, known for his speed and nut-gathering skills, signed on as navigator. Benny the beaver, the best builder in the woods, volunteered to make Timmy a sleigh. Next came the muscle, Freddy the bear. He was grumpy from hibernating but couldn't resist a good adventure. Last but not least, Lucy the Firefly offered her dazzling light to guide their way. Benny had outdone himself. His creativity knew no bounds, and this time he had truly surpassed all expectations. He built a sleigh out of pine cones and twigs, sturdy enough for Freddie to pull. The sleigh was a masterpiece of winter craftsmanship, a testament to Benny's ingenuity and the children's collaborative spirit. Sammy, perched atop Timmy's highest branch, consulted his map of the stars. The map was a constellation of dreams and hopes, guiding them through the frosty night. With a lurch and a heave from Freddie, they were off. The sleigh glided over the snow, and the children's laughter echoed through the winter woods.
We're off! The excitement was palpable, and the air was filled with the promise of adventure.
Their journey was eventful. Every step brought new challenges and surprises, turning their expedition into an unforgettable adventure. They encountered a grumpy badger who mistook them for a moving pine-cone buffet. The badger's confusion led to a comical chase, adding a touch of humor to their journey. They slid down a hill of snow, ending up in a tangled mess. The hill was steep and slippery, and their descent was both thrilling and chaotic. And let's not forget the incident where Freddie got stuck in a rabbit hole. The hole was hidden beneath the snow, and Freddie's surprise was matched only by the children's determination to free him.
Oh no, Freddie's stuck in a rabbit hole! The urgency in their voices reflected their concern for their friend.
But despite all the mishaps, Timmy and his friends pressed on, determined to reach the North Pole. Their resolve was unwavering and their spirits remained high. The North Pole was a distant dream, but with each step they felt closer to their goal. The journey was filled with laughter, challenges, and the warmth of friendship, making it a truly magical adventure. Just when they thought things couldn't get any crazier, they stumbled upon Santa's reindeer.
They were practicing their takeoff for Christmas Eve, but flying in reverse.
"The Northern Lights!" cried Sammy.
They're messing with the reindeer's internal compass.
Timmy knew they had to do something, but what could a tiny tree do? He looked at Lucy, her light flickering with worry. That's when he got an idea. Section 6, Lost and Found, the True Meaning of Christmas.
Lucy, shine your light on me as bright as you can.
Lucy, confused but trusting, did as she was asked. Timmy, bathed in Lucy's glow, felt a warmth spread through him. It sparkled off his needles, brighter than any star. The reindeer, drawn to the light, stopped their erratic flying. They circled Timmy, mesmerized. The northern lights seemed to shimmer and settle as if calmed by the light show. Section 8, The Magic of Believing. Timmy didn't make it to the North Pole that year. He returned home a hero, riding triumphantly on Freddie's back. He learned that being the biggest wasn't important. What mattered was shining your own unique light, no matter how small. The story of Timmy, the little tree who saved Christmas, spread throughout the forest. It became a legend, a reminder that even the smallest among us can achieve extraordinary things with courage, kindness, and a little bit of Christmas magic. Section 9. Merry Christmas from the Littlest Tree. From then on, Timmy was known as the little star of the forest. Every year he glowed a little brighter, fueled by the joy he brought to others. And every Christmas Eve, when the stars twinkled above the snowy forest, Timmy knew he was part of something truly special, the end.